Hey guys, I'm back and we're gonna do some night raids and talk about some of my cards. Yeah, the faction raid event's over. Yeah, it was pretty quick. I'm not even sure what our rank was when it ended, but like I said earlier, I'm hoping we stayed in that top 20, which we usually do during events like that. But yeah, uh, you know what? Before we get started, I saw this thing earlier in their featured shop. Yeah, I guess they're starting to sell parts now. I know before they were selling parts, but man, I took a look at this, and glue is something that I really need. I already disassembled most of my 3-star weapons, and I did some upgrades, but I didn't get that much glue. So right now I'm kind of stuck as far as upgrading. So when I saw, oh, they're selling glue, I was like, cool, until I saw the price, 750 coins. Man, so that for, in US dollars, I know it's 700 for 700 coins in the US, it's about 10 US dollars, Uh hmm, 750 for to upgrade your weapon. That's a little pricey. It's even so. I really want to upgrade my weapons. I don't see myself ever doing this type of purchase. Not for glue, and I guess the only good part about it, you're guaranteed to get the glue if you make this purchase, but you're guaranteed to be a sucker if you're gonna spend $10 for something you could get free if you just if you're just patient enough. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be patient enough. If I'm gonna waste $10, I'd rather waste it on Supply Depot refreshes or more chances of maybe getting a 5-star than this. I mean, and they also have another one, and I guess this is a little bit better deal because I believe this one is for level 3, or actually I think it's just level 2. This mat for the armory is level 2. You know, level 2 mat for the armory upgrades, and then they give you other parts, along with it, which is a better deal than just getting glue, because they also give you wood, material. That's 800. I can see a little bit more value, but still, I don't think I would spend $10 just to be able to upgrade my weapons. I think because the weapons having the upgrades, and the upgrades is I love the new armory. It brings something different, something new into the game. It actually breathes new life into the game because it just changed the whole raiding dynamic. It changes you could have a team play in a certain way doing these upgrades, especially when you start getting into the, I guess, level 3 upgrades. Like adding revive or adding, that I know there's some upgrades where you'll throw heals during first 2 waves. Stuff like that is different, and it's refreshing to see something like this added to the game. But yeah, you don't necessarily need them. You continue raiding the way you raid, and you'll still pretty much get the same results. But having new stuff added to the game like this, yeah, it may change the game a little bit, just a tiny bit. But if you decide to not even upgrade, I doubt that you'll see a significant difference. Using the upgraded weapons or not using the upgraded weapons. You know, so I'm I don't think I'll ever, and I'm not saying that no one should make these purchases. Some people they find more value in this type of crates or these type of offers. I myself don't see any value. I don't see myself spending $10, and that's coming from a guy that spends $100 to do big pulls. I see more value of getting a. Well, you know what? Let me stop there. I'm not gonna. I don't want to I'm done talking about this. But you know what? But I want to talk about this thing right here, this tokens or coins thing that they're offering. Okay, with this, they offer you 4-star recruit tokens. I mean, they give you a chance to get these 4-star recruit tokens. Elite item tokens. I don't know, and I don't understand why they're they're putting these things, because you get these. You get these through world missions. You get these through raids. Why even add them into these? But then again, they add smelling salt, sharpshooters, and all that other crap in other crates. So I guess, that's, they add, if they could add that to other crates, I guess they could add this. But you have a chance to get this elite item token, and you also get a chance for the 4-star weapon token. Okay, but they also add in this coins. These 4 different amount of coins that you can end up winning. 800, 400, 80, or 125. Now, this is where I guess Scopely's experiencing gambling, because they used to make casino games, for casino game software, and this is where I guess their gambling system really shines, when you are, basically doing the minimum bet of 75 coins, but since they throw these like the 800, the 400, it like makes you think, a lot of people think, ooh, I'm gonna times 10 my, I spend 75, I have the chance to get 800. That's 10 times the amount that I'm putting in, or more than 10 times the amount that I'm putting in. It's gambling, and though I admitted that I'm a gambler, and I like going to casinos. I like playing cards with my buddies, and it's one of those things that I try to keep under control. And that's something that, when I started playing this game, started doing pulls and all that, I know I had to try to get, take control of it, because if anybody that gambles, it could get out of hand sometimes. It's kind of sad for me to see something like this thrown in the game, though it's thrown all over the game, because, there's so many different things being advertised that always has to deal with chance. You have a chance of getting this, or high chance of, low chance of getting this. You might end up getting this 5-star, or you end up getting that smelling salt. But seeing this, them adding these coins, and if they just had these tokens, then I'd say, okay, it's just normal, But them to add these coins to make you think you could times 10 your, the money you put in, times 10 that 75 coin, it's almost like baiting people with no self, I guess self control. The people with compulsive habits, or basically the gambler, because I do believe that everybody there's everybody, it's so easy to fall victim to certain systems like this. And I'm not sure how many people have already tried this tokens or coins crate, but I don't like seeing stuff like this, because I know that a lot of people will fall for it. A lot of people will waste money on this, because we know that the only thing you'll be receiving is this. Maybe sometimes get this. Maybe you'll get this, break even, get an extra 5 coins from what you spent. But getting this, I highly doubt it. Getting this, very highly doubt it. At the same time, this maybe after you spend, 8 times the amount or more. You know, you go through 10 of them, maybe you'll get lucky and get this. You know, getting these is the same thing as getting these, so it'll be rare. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't like how they throw in the coins to bait people. That's all. Yeah, I'm ranting again. Maybe after I rewatch this video before I upload it, I might just cut this out because this is a lot of negative stuff that I'm saying a lot of negative things because right now because seeing stuff like this, you know, a $10 price on, you know, glue, and seeing this, you know, another $10 plus crate for this stuff, and seeing this, you know, just blatant gambling, you know, crate, you know, it makes me feel a little bit disgusted with Scopely. Okay, you know what? I'm done talking about that. Well, here's the splash pay. Here's the rewards. Let's see what we got. We got 12th place. Then you know what? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I didn't put in, you know, I didn't do too much here. As soon as I got the beanie, I kind of stopped. You know, I did a couple more raids, but not too much. I didn't burn through any more cans. But we got 12. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's see. We got these things. The beanie. The 8 variation of tokens of the elite weapons. I think it was elite weapons. And then we got, I believe, yeah, we got Basil. You know, perfect. I won't be opening up Basil, but I'll go ahead and open the mystery bags. Mystery bags. Why would this be called a bag when it's a crate? But you know what? Let's collect that, and I'll go ahead and open that right now. Let's go ahead and see what we get. Alright. Beanie or flak? You better give me a beanie. I got... How many more flaks I got? I got 6 flaks. I have 2 beanies. You better give me a beanie. I want this. I'm tired of these flaks. Alright. Alright, cool. Yeah, gave me a beanie. That's what I wanted. Cool. Thank you. Alright, let's see. The trainer and tokens, you know, I don't want to clog up my roster right now, so I'm going to save this trainer. Tokens, yeah. I might get the elite item tokens anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's look at this, the 4 weapon tokens. Remember, it was 8 variations, and I believe the highest one was I think 500. Yeah, it was 500 all the way down to 200. So I think, but you know what, we'll see. It doesn't matter. Well, you know, we'll go see right now. Oh, we got 600. Maybe that's the top one. I'm not too sure, but cool. You know, we got that. And yeah, that's it right now. You know, these 2 bags, they're just from the scavenger. I'll just save that also for when the level up comes. But let's go ahead and talk about 2 of my characters. And I'm gonna make this quick. You know, I already wasted a lot of time ranting about those scandalous or scam crates that they got up right now in the shops. But you know, I think the last one we talked about was Abraham, so we'll go ahead and talk about Darius. Okay, Darius is he's a good card. I used him a lot when I first got him. I actually like the card, you know. I like the card, but right now, currently, with the lineups I have, the cards I have, I don't use them anymore. And that's mainly because I just don't see any use because his AR is just way too slow for me. And I'll explain. But first, let's talk about his stats. Okay, at max, at T4 level 80, his attack will end up at 762, which is I, I I I guess average, for a 5 star. His health, his defense will top out at 801, which is pretty excellent. It's pretty excellent for a 5 star, and his health will top out at 1,134, and that's also excellent. His stat for health is pretty good. So those are his stats. So basically, it's not bad. I mean, he's a buffer. So, but basically his defense is high, his health is high. So he'll stay up for a good while. Just you can't really depend on him doing a lot of high damage, especially since all he does is buff. And that's the thing. His AR, which is called Toughen Up, 76 AP. All teammates get 60% attack and 50% defense for 3 turns. Now it sounds good. 60%, then 50% defense for 3 turns. That's perfect. If, the AR was, the AP was lower. 76, AP, that's usually, round 3. That's turn 3. You get attacked a couple times, you have a AP weapon, your lead gives you AP bonus. Yes, turn 2. But most of the times, when he's grouped up, turn 3, that's usually the time he can shoot it off, and only if you have a command. So, okay, with that being said, what I want to explain to you, when I say 7, and I've done a couple raids, and I'll use characters that have 76 AP, but let me explain. When you're on offense and you're doing all the controlling, where you control who's going to attack, who you're going to use the command on, who you're going to, when you want to decide to use the shield, when you want just, to be able to get hit, when you want to hit certain cards like Rosita, who does, multiple damage to, it does a multiple attack. So, you could build up AR from it since the attack is pretty weak. Yes, 76 AP is not, it's okay, and it's usable. Now on defense, and that's the thing that when I complain about 76 AP or higher, when you're on when you're using them for defense, usually they will not be able to shoot off that 76. Usually they'll be dead, or their teammates will be dead. Your defense team, the cards in your defensive team will be dead before something like this, a 76 AP buff, will ever be truly used, to his full advantage. Take full advantage of it. Your other cards will not be able to take full advantage of it because it's it takes too long for it to activate. 70, and that's one of the reasons why, down the line I stopped using him, because it's pretty much useless to be put on a defensive team. Now for offense, I don't even, because certain cards I have, I don't really find it necessary to have to use him anymore. Especially now that they have cards that do attacks and give buffs now. Usually those are the cards I use. Aside from Ezekiel, who's the only buffer that I ever use in the game, nowadays. And that's only because he gives you a ridiculous amount, 80%. The 60% is high, but it's not that high where it makes it special enough where I say, I gotta have him on the team. So his AR, I don't want to say back then, it seemed good. Right now, it's not so special anymore, especially since it's 76 AP. Okay, let's move on to his leader skill. His leader skill, he gives all tough teammates 45% defense. Now, this one is good. It sounds good. But like I said, it just, if you're going to set it up like this and you set up a whole team of teammates of blues, it'll be kind of easy for, once the opposition knows your team and you're bringing all blues, they could bring all yellows, and they could wipe your team out and turn two. Usually when I use my fast team and I see a team and I know it's all blues, I'm actually happy. It makes me, wow, this is gonna be a super easy match. Even so, he gives a 45 defense. That 45 defense is not enough to, I guess, to negate, the amount of damage that a car, traits that you're weak to will inflict on your team. So 45 defense, yeah, it's nice to have, but to me, it's a good leader skill, but if I run blue, usually I'll run it with Andrea, for the simple fact that I take more advantage of the fast AP gain from attacking, and the 30% attack that she gives. This 45, I tried it out before. Yeah, and I faced teams with him as the lead. It's not as good as it looks. It's no different than that 45% HP, leader skills. Yeah, it looks nice, but it's not that effective. But okay, that's Darius. Like I said, he's a nice card. Me, I like it. I still like him, because that's only because he's my second 5-star that I ever received. He's the second one. So and I used him a lot from the beginning. When I was first playing the game. So there's a kind of sentimental value that he holds with me. So when I see Darius, I would never use him again. But like I said, in my mind, he's a good card because I used him a lot. And I'm pretty sure everybody here, there's a certain card, that you can't use them anymore because you've kind of moved up as far as your teams go, as far as your team compositions, and but you still like that card, and you'll never sell it. You'll never sell it to the depot, or you'll always keep it on your roster. And he's one of those cards. I don't ever imagine myself ever using him again. Or time to time, maybe I'll throw him in there just for the kicks. But yeah, he's right now he's an okay card. He's an okay card. All right. When I got him on a single pull when he was first advertised, and like I said, when I first started, I do single pulls once in a while, and it was just I was just lucky enough to get him on a single pull. I didn't do too many pulls at that time. I wasn't really doing 10 pulls, and I wasn't doing big packs. And when I got him, I was like, cool, it's my second 5-star. So yeah, I was pretty happy, and I was still learning the game. Yeah, but like I said, at the time, I used him a lot, but it really annoyed the heck out of me how, I'd have like 3 cards down or 2 cards down before his buff, is available. And when I do get his buff up, sometimes, it doesn't provide enough attack for me to really take out the other team. And that defense and that additional 50% defense, yeah, it was pretty cool when they're stacked together, but sometimes, it's just not enough, because, well, okay, I think we spent enough time talking about Darius. Let's go ahead and move on to the next card. Alright, next card is going to be Sandy. And I believe I talked about Sandy before during the time she was advertised in that area attack Premier Recruits event. So, let's talk about her again, but we'll make it pretty short because this video is getting kind of long right now. Alright, her stats at, T4 level 80, her attack is going to be at 777. Now that it's a little bit above average. It's not high, it doesn't reach that 800 or above, but it's above. It's about above average. I consider 750 average, so it's a little bit above that. Her defense it's the same 777. Yeah, it's both of them, both her attack and defense is same numbers. Her defense is above average also. Like I said, 750 for me for attack and defense. That's average. So it's a little bit above it. So the defense, it's pretty good. For an attacker like this, for a AOE attacker, that's not too bad. Her health is pretty good too. It's 1,134 when she's maxed out, and that's pretty good because it's above that 1,100. I considered a hundred, a 1,000 about average. When it gets to that 1,100 and above, I think that's pretty excellent, especially when you team them up with leader skill, cards with leader skills that bump up their health. Okay, now let's talk about her adrenaline rush. It's very fast, 44 AP, 44 AP for an AOE attack, wide swings. Now it deals 350 damage. That's 25% more than Jesus, and that's the thing. Her and Yellow Jesus, their attack is pretty much the same. It's similar. The Yellow Jesus gives his damage is about 325%, but his attack is super high. It's at I believe it's 861, and hers is only 777. And I've mentioned this before. When I'm using the both of them, when they were both tier 3 level 70, damage wise, it was the same, especially when they're AOE. And I think it's that extra 25% that she does, which is what makes it about even. And I think the only other difference between their ARs is Jesus gives like a 15 plus crit for 2 turns. She just does the AOE, which that 15 crit, you don't really need it. Even in zombie stages, 15 crits not that much. That you get plus for 2 turns. Yeah, you don't really, that 2%. Yeah, you don't really notice it. So because she doesn't have it, it's no big deal. She has no leader skill, but she has the worst specialist skill available. Collateral damage. Yeah, I don't think highly of collateral damage. If anything, I wish I could remove it. I wish there was an off and on, a filter or an off and on tab, so I could shut it off. Because when it goes off during raids, man, I get kind of pissed off. Because like everybody knows that there's a certain order and certain cards you don't want touched, and you try to keep stay away from them, because you don't want their ARs to go off. And when collateral damage goes off and it hits that card, I'm like, it's so annoying. But you know what? This Sandy, she's a good card. A lot of people love using Jesus. A lot of people love using Sandy because having that AOE like these type of cards, it really helps going against blues. You could basically wipe out a whole blue with just one AOE strike. Certain ones have defense buffs, or that'll help them survive a strike like this. But most of the time there's only like a sliver of health left over, which you could pretty much finish them off with your other cards. But yeah, Sandy, she's a great card, and she's one of those cards I want to bring up to tier 4 as soon as I'm able to. But of course, since I already have Jesus at tier 4, yeah, I'm not in a hurry to bring her up because I have other cards that I think have a higher that's higher on my priority list. So how I got Sandy? The way I got Sandy was during a ×2 event when she was the only one being advertised, and I got her during I believe it was a 10 pull. It was actually my second or third 10 pull, and I believe she dropped on the 8th pull of that 10 pack. So and that's when I got her. I actually had Yellow Jesus already, and I really wanted to have a second AOE attacker, and I remember when I saw her advertised, and during that time too, I wasn't doing big packs. 10. I do a 10 pack, and I'm like, that I just wasted $30. But I remember I really wanted to have a second AOE attacker, and so I didn't get nothing on that first 10 pack, and then I tried again, nothing. And like I said, I was still determined, so I did the third one, and then she finally dropped, and that was it. I ended up getting her, and then her and Jesus have been married ever since. But okay, that's enough of these cards. I don't know how long this video is gonna be towards the end, but let's go ahead and start rating now. Okay, let's set up my defense. Set up my defense first, and then let's go ahead and start rating. Okay. All right, let's go ahead against Mark. His leader skill. I said, yeah. You know what? Let's go ahead and go with fast. Okay. I think I picked the wrong team. I might get eaten alive by this Shiva. Wow. Yep. And yep, I'm going to lose this match. You know what? On second thought, we might end up winning. Yeah, we ended up winning that one. I'm surprised. Kind of scared me. It took out two of my guys in one turn. All right, you know what? Let's keep this going. That team got me nervous. Okay, his leader was Mark. Yeah, so next time I see Mark, I'll know who to bring. And okay, you know what? Let's go with this. That way I don't waste any more food. Let's go with my fast again. All right, who do they got? They got Shiva hiding behind Jesus. Stop hiding. All right, let's get rid of Blue Tyrese. I don't want him to neutralize any of my cards. All right. They hit Jesus, so I know that he won't be able to use his AR. You know what? Let's go ahead and use Sandy's. Let's see if what he hit Sandy. I don't get it. Both Jesus are impaired. I hit with Sandy. I use command. Oh, Jesus is impaired. Green Jesus is impaired. So his command don't work. What a wasted turn. What a wasted turn. Okay. I tell you, that impair that Cooper does, that thing is super annoying. Alright, let's go ahead and end this. Alright, let's move on to the next. I should attack this, but know what? Like I said before, I don't like being on revenge list. I don't like, because yeah, usually, I get put on a revenge list, and they don't even attack me themselves. They always get somebody that's lower rank, or I guess lower rank than me, to get that full 25, So I don't want to feed anybody 25, and then I can't even revenge them, because I'll just get 6, and then they attack me again, get 25, and I get revenge, they get 6. So to me, it's just it's a cycle that I won't benefit from. So I try to stay away from being on anyone's list. Alright, let's move on to the next. Alright, he's got green. He has green. But of course, his leader skills for both yellow and green. So he might have yellow, but let's go with red. Oh, there's Darius. Yeah, we were just talking about you, Darius. We weren't saying, I wasn't saying a lot of things I was saying wasn't that nice, but uh, I still, you still hold a special part in my heart. All right. Let's see who we're gonna hit. Um, I don't want her to do her strike, and knowing Darius, he should be ready to do his thing. Okay.